Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to my Facebook Live on Wednesday, May 19th. I will go ahead and set up my computer here while we wait for some people to join. If you're joining us, say hello so I know who's out there watching. Today, I'll be sharing the Inspired Thoughts bundle. This is the bundle that I'm featuring this week. Hey Diana, glad you could join us. So it's Wednesday at noon Mountain Time, and this will be my new time. So going forward, every Wednesday, unless I have a conflict, but I usually try not to, every Wednesday at noon I plan to go live from, here on out, unless something changes. But so thanks for joining. So housekeeping items. Here is my website to place an order. This is my current hostess code. This hostess code runs from May 4th through the 15th. If you place an order using this hostess code, you'll get a thank you card from me in the mail. And if your order is $40 or more, you'll automatically get my monthly card class in the mail for free. So this month, actually we're after the 15th, huh? Sorry. Hi, Katie. I have a new hostess code, but it's not this one. So, I'll post it on this video when I post it after the Facebook Live. It runs from, May 16th, through June 15th. And I am featuring the Expressions in Ink suite that's in the new catalog. So so that will be my class to go using this hostess code. Okay. If you are in my downline, there is no need to place an order. You have a special promotion code that you can use, so you can get the kit for just $10. Let's see what else. Today we're featuring the Inspired Thoughts bundle, so the stamp set and the dies. This is one of the stamp sets that's part of my retreat that I'm hosting in June with another demonstrator. The stamp set is an add-on. If you don't get it, you'll be able to improvise with the words that are already in the other stamp set. But I'll have a link to that. There's only less than a week to sign up for that. So if you haven't signed up already, registration closes on May 25th, and then we'll get to working at making your kits and getting those in the mail. For those that aren't familiar, I do have a frequent shopper program. So whenever you place an order of $40 or more and you get my monthly card class for free, I include this sheet in there that will tell you what this suite is, or the bundle that's featured with that kit, and when I will be hosting my Facebook Live. If you can't join the Facebook Live when I hold it live, I do post the videos in YouTube, so you can go back and watch it whenever it's convenient for you. If you do place 5 consecutive orders, you'll receive a $15 shopping spree on me. So all you do is you put the date of your orders in the little stars, and you keep track of yourself. And when you get them all full, just write on here what you'd like for the $15 and get that back to me, and I'll get it ordered for you. So, and the months do need to be consecutive. So, okay. And let's see what else. Okay. The next thing is the join offer. So I've mentioned this before. It's kind of been all out there, but May 4th through the 31st, they've added to the starter kit. So rather than getting $125, you'll get $155 for just $99. So I am hosting an opportunity night tomorrow night on Zoom. If you look under the events on my Ink-ology Facebook page, The event is there. Anybody can join. And I'm just going to go over the benefits of getting the starter kit from Stampin' Up!, what the benefits of joining my team are, answer any questions you have. You know, one of the big questions is always like, what minimum order do I have to place and by when and how often? I'll go over those details tomorrow in my opportunity night. So if you're wanting to join, let me know or go out there and RSVP. And if you can't join, but you're interested in discussing it with me, please reach out to me, because I'm more than happy to do it one-on-one with you. Okay. If you're not interested in getting the starter kit, there is a hostess promotion going on right now. So if you host a party, either in person, online, catalog, I do them all different ways. If your party reaches 250, you get an additional $25 in hostess benefits, okay? So, and this goes for demonstrators as well. You can be your own hostess. So those that are in my team, if you're thinking about placing your quarterly order, now is a great time to do it because you get even more for free. So this goes through June 14th. If you're interested in doing a party, I have a little bit of time open. So reach out to me so we can secure that for you. Okay. All right. As always, be sure to comment through my presentations today. I will be drawing a winner for both of the cards that I demonstrate here today. So they can, if I choose your comment, you will win them and I'll mail it to you. Okay. So today we're using Inspired Thoughts. This is my stamp set that I'm featuring this week, and it's actually a bundle. And so it comes with these dies and then all these sentiments. Now there's two big, real popular tree sets. There's this one and the other one, the Beauty. I forget the name in my catalog. It's not in here, of course, but the reason I chose this one is because I liked it because it did come with more sentiments. So for me, it's more versatile. And then I like the trees. So that's why I chose this one. So this is what we're using today. And I'm going to do 2 cards. Okay, Beauty of the Earth. Thank you, Diana. I'm going to do 2 cards. I already did some of the die cutting prior to coming live. So the first card that I'm going to do, I am going to start with a crumb cake base, and I have some balmy blue layer, and then a crumb cake piece of cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 1 1/4, and I kind of cased this idea. So if you think you've seen it before, you might have seen it before. Okay, we're going to do that. And then I am going to use a frame. So here I made a frame, and I wanted to show you how I did that. So I just took the rectangle dies on a half a sheet of cardstock, and using my washi tape, because we don't have the magnetic platform yet for the new die cutting machine, I just kind of taped that on there and then ran it through my machine, and then it gives me a frame like this. Okay, so I'm going to use that one, and let's see what else. I have some greenery for the tops of the trees. And the thing that I like that Stampin' Up! Is doing now that they're making their own dies, is they give you 4 pieces. So you can cut these all out at once. So you get all the pieces for the tree in one swoop. So I really like that. It saves a lot of time. So we're going to do that. And then I did a tree. Okay. So then I ran the trees through on Early Espresso. And I wanted to show you, so you guys have probably heard me say this before, but now that Stampin' Up! Is making their dies, they come out so much easier out of the, when they have the little pieces like this. So this I just ran through once, and you can see all these little pieces come out pretty quickly. So you don't have to spend, you know, 10 minutes trying to get all those little pieces out. Previously, I probably wouldn't have ordered this because I would get frustrated. It would take too long to poke these little pieces out. But see, I only had to poke a couple out. So, hi Lisa, thanks for joining us. Okay. So there's that. Okay. And for this card, I am just going to do, let's see here. I'm just going to use one tree. So I'm just going to come in here. Let's actually cut this like this. And they're kind of intertwined here. But you're going to cover that up with the green. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to cut that out like that. So I have one tree. Okay. And then, what else? Do any of you have this set yet? If you do, have you played with it? Okay. Okay, so this is what my words are going to go on. And I am going to emboss them with white embossing powder. Hi Amber, thanks for joining us. Glad you could get on. Glad your internet's playing nice today. Okay, so here I have some Whisper White craft ink. The difference between craft ink and our regular water-based ink is that this is pigment ink, so it stays wet longer. So it actually gives time for the embossing powder to stick to it. Okay. And I am going to use this sentiment here. It says, sheltering you with love at a time when words fall short. Okay. All right. Okay. So you just ink this up. And stamp right in the middle, like so. And then I like to keep my embossing powder in these little containers I got off Amazon, and I just have a little broken spoon in here, and then I can just emboss and not make a mess all over the place. Get that line off of there because I don't want the line. Okay, and then it's going to get a little noisy. I'm going to heat emboss this. And I'm going to do it on the video because I want, if you've never seen this done before, I want you to see how the heat gun is going to melt the powder. It takes a minute to warm up. And then I don't know if you can see, but see now it's melting. Melting that powder. You want to make sure you get the whole thing. And then there's our sentiment. Sorry, I got distracted by I have my video in front of me. Okay. All right, so then we're ready to assemble our card. Okay. See, and this has little flaps here that I can secure it closed. And so it's not like a regular Tupperware where it flips open so the powder doesn't go everywhere. And then I just stick my little sticker right on here. So, okay. All right. So let's assemble. So on here, For this, I'm going to use some linen thread on it. And I'm going to use a lot here. And I'm going to tie a bow. You could tie a knot if you don't like to tie bows. I like to tie bows, so. And okay. Yeah. My bow wants to be backwards here. Okay. So just like that. I'm sorry your internet keeps freezing, Ember. Try to hang with us if you can't. I will post this to my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you should subscribe, and then I think you'll get a notification each time I upload a new video. I put about 1 to 2 videos out there a week. So okay. So then to assemble, I'm going to, this is my balmy blue, so that's kind of like my sky. Okay. And then I have my tree, and this is my frame. So I want to make sure that I'm hiding the edges of everything with my frame. So I'm going to kind of put it like that. Okay. And for this tree, so if you're not familiar, if you don't realize, if you have the two-way, the multi-mono liquid glue, it has 2 ends on it. So it has this end, which I think most people are familiar with. Well, that got stuck in there, but it's got your tip point. But it's also got this other end. And this gives you kind of like a smoother application. So I like to use this end for things like this. And then it goes on there flat, and it's not real puffy to the point where it's going to squish out. Okay. So let's set that just like so. And then we can put our greenery for our tree. And I like it to look 3D. So I've seen where some people have just put this down just in one layer. Let's see. I guess maybe these fit together. I'm not sure. But I kind of like to make it look 3D. So a treetop is round. So the top and the bottom pieces I'm going to glue directly to my cardstock, and then the middle pieces I'm going to use dimensionals to kind of pop them up, to kind of give it that round feeling. So put this here. And you don't need a lot of adhesive. And I do like to use the mini dimensionals, and I have some black ones here. Turn this over. And let's see here. Oop. Okay. So this one's going to go here. And I'm going to actually put more dimensionals on top of these ones so it pops up even more. So there's your tree, and you can see the different dimensions on it. Okay. And then I'm going to glue down my frame. And for this, I am just going to use my regular tip on my glue. Remember, less glue is better. You put too much, it soaks your paper and gets funky. Okay, and then we're going to put this around to our edges. Okay, like so. Make sure it's covering up here. Okay, and then I'm going to just kind of pop this up a little right there. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this and some black ones here. If you didn't know, yes, we do sell black dimensionals. One package comes with, I believe, 2 sheets of the regular size and 1 sheet of the minis. And they're great for when you're using darker colored cardstock. Okay. So, do this. Okay. And I want part of that tree to show on the bottom, so just do like that. And then we're going to embellish it. Okay, so to embellish it, what do you see on trees? We're going to say that this is an apple tree. And because it says sheltering you with love, we're going to use our little hearts, our little resin hearts as apples. So, I was a little sad these weren't carrying over in the catalog. I really do like these. And I love it even more when you can find different ways to use them besides Valentine's. Okay. And this tree has a lot of them. So scissors are a little hard. I can't, my paper snips are not near me. Okay. And there you have it. Sweet and simple. So that's our first card. Let me know what you think. Lisa says she's going to have to get this set. I really like it. I didn't notice that this was hanging out off to the edge, so if you wanted to, you could cut another one of these and put it off to the side, because you don't want your tree to look like it's kind of dying over there. These are already glued down, or I'd cut them off. So I'd probably just stick another piece right in there, just like so. Just like that. So let's just do that. Okay. There. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's our first card. And our second card, we're using the same stamp set. I am going to start with a Mango Melody base. Okay. And I have a Whisper White piece of cardstock. It's cut at 1/2 inch shorter than the base of your card. And then again, I'm going to use this black frame. So these black frames are created using the rectangle dies, which if you don't have, you may wonder, well, why do I need rectangle dies? I can just cut them. But I love that you can make these little frames and do the stitching. So that's fun. And you can also, depending on how you offset these, you can make squares with them too. So that's going to go like that. Okay. And for this card, we are going to use the blending brushes. Okay, so let me get a sheet of scrap paper. So how many of you have tried the blending brushes? Those are these here. They've been around for a while, but Stampin' Up! Just recently came out with their own. I hadn't tried them until Stampin' Up! Came out with theirs, and I think they're a lot of fun. And I've heard feedback from people that have tried other brands that they really like the Stampin' Up! Ones, that they're real sturdy. So a package comes with 4 of them in the package. If you are taking part in my retreat, your kit does include 1 brush in there, so you'll have that. So that's kind of nice if you want to try it out before you buy a whole package of them. You'll be able to do that. So I only have 1 here, so I'm gonna be mindful of my colors. I'm gonna use different colors. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of create a scene. Okay, so for those that live in New Mexico, you know we have beautiful sunsets, so I'm gonna kind of recreate something like that. Okay, so I have some ink colors here. I have Calypso Coral, Mango Melody, Bumblebee, Flirty Flamingo, and Highland Heather. Because you know there's some days where we do have pink and purple sunsets. So these were the colors I picked out, and I kind of put them in an order. And because I'm going to use the same brush, I'm going to start with my lightest color. That way I can, without having to wash this out, I can kind of keep building from there, okay? So if you have questions as I'm doing this, feel free to post them. If I don't see your question while I'm doing this, I do go back and read all the questions and answer them. So, but we're gonna sponge our background on here, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do with it after that, okay? So let's start with the Bumblebee. And what I like to do is to take a clear block. I feel like sometimes when you go directly from the ink pad to the paper, you get kind of like that bristly look. So I like to go from the ink pad and then go onto a block and kind of swirl it around. I feel like it puts the color more evenly on your brush. Okay, so go like that. Okay, and we're just going to start in here. And I'm just going to start going back and forth, and I'm just going to slowly go down, lightly. Okay, because remember, you can add more color, but you can't take it away once it's on there. Okay, so you can see that color's kind of building, and I'm going back and forth. Okay. And then we'll get a little more color. A little more in the center. Gonna pull it up and pull it down. Okay, and then we'll go to our next color. I might have to use 2 brushes. I might go get another brush and use it for the top, but So now I'm using the Mango Melody. And because this is a little darker, I'm just going to go directly to the ink pad and then bring it back on here. Because I'm not going to contaminate my darker color with the lighter one. Okay. And again, I'm just going to come in here. And just start building that color. Okay. All right, and there's something about I think because these brushes are so fine, these bristles, it's a little different than a sponge. It blends a little better. So you might be wondering, well, what's the difference of using a sponge? I feel like you have more control too, because you can hold this here, and you can control how much pressure you're putting down on the card. Okay, so now I'm going to do my Calypso Coral. And again, because it's darker, I'm just going to go directly on there. I'm not going to worry about messing up that ink pad. Okay, and then this is my darkest color on the bottom, so I'm going to come up going this direction. Okay, so I'm going to start kind of off of my paper and then come up. And if you're not joining from New Mexico, if you've never been to New Mexico, I'm not sure what your sunsets are like, but if they don't have all these colors, you should make a trip out here sometime to see it, because it's really beautiful. Okay. And so now on my block, I have some of these other colors, so I'm just kind of gonna rub this around and kind of just go up and kind of blend. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see from where you're at, but the nice thing about this is you don't really see, like, you don't see an exact line of where it's switching colors. It just kind of blends. Okay, so that's the bottom part. Now let's do this side. So I think I'm going to try to use the same brush. I'm just going to bring it over here. Yeah, when I rub it over here, it doesn't really have much color on it, so I'm not too worried about that. Plus, if you get a little bit of color on one of your ink pads from another ink pad, if you try to daub it up, like with a paper towel, and then just re-ink your ink pad, it's usually fine. I've never really had to replace one because of that. And I've had people put green in my yellow. Okay, so I'm going to turn this block over because I don't want to mix in the orange with these up here. Actually, I take that back. I am going to keep it on this one. Okay, we're going to try it. So this is Flirty Flamingo. Okay. Now I'm blending into this color. So when I first started, I started with the middle, but I don't want to start in the middle, because if I do that and it's too heavy and dark, it's going to be very hard for me to blend it. Okay, so because I already have half of it done, I'm going to blend from this direction now. Okay. And if you're watching, you haven't said hello, say hello. If this is your first time joining, let us know where you're from. And let's see what else. If you've never joined before, I do give away the cards that I'm demonstrating. And so at the end, you'll want to stay till the end. At the end, I will choose a random comment. I just scroll through the comments and pick a winner to win the card. So the more you comment, the better your chances. Okay. And I'm actually going to come in with my yellow a little bit more. Just right in here. Makes a little more yellow. And then we're going to do our purple, our Highland Heather. And this is going to be right at the edge. Okay, so this is at sunset, right when it's starting to go dark. And let's rip that like that. Get a little of our purple. Okay. Okay, and you can kind of see. It's kind of hard to see on the video, but I will take photos of these cards and post them on my page, so you'll get to see them. And if you're the winner of the card, you'll get it in your very own hands. Okay. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so there's our sunset. And this is something that's fun to do. Like if you like to do something while you're watching TV, if you would just want to make a whole bunch of these backgrounds and then just have them, it'd be a lot of fun. Do all different kinds of colors. So, okay. All right, so then we have that. Okay, so then we have our frame. Okay, and I'm putting this on my base of Mango Melody. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, because we're using the Inspired Thoughts, is I cut the trees out of black. Okay. I don't know, this might look more like a Halloween card, I'm not sure. Just the idea in my head, and I didn't practice before I went live, so we'll see. And let's see here. Okay. Let's get those little specks out. And then what I'm going to do is this is going to come in like this. Okay. So we're going to have our trees. And our sunset, like so. Okay. We can cut the trees off wherever we want. They don't have to know how long they really were. And I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to stamp a sentiment up here in the corner. I might do Heartfelt Sympathy. For this one. And then just stamp it in black at the top there. Okay. And then we're ready to put it together. these little, just a couple little pieces on here that we need to poke out. And I'm gonna have it kind of down here. So I'm not going to cut it apart first. I'm going to adhere it, and then I'll trim the bottom, because otherwise I have, well, it's all connected, so I guess it really wouldn't matter, but that's how I'm going to do it. Okay, so again, I'm going to use this other end on our liquid glue. And let's see here. Okay. Just like so. I've got glue on my surface here. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim these up. Remember, our frame is going to be going around it, so it doesn't have to be exact. Okay. And then I'm going to use my liquid glue for my frame as well. And I don't know if you can tell, but I didn't put glue all the way to the very edge, and they're kind of popped up, so it's kind of gives it a neat little effect. And the shadow is kind of fun. So there's our card. So that's some fun with the blending brushes in a background using the Inspired Thoughts bundle. So those are our 2 cards for today. So I hope you enjoyed those. Don't leave quite yet, because I need to find a home for these. So I'll be drawing from the comments. Let's see. If you haven't heard, I am doing my retreat to go. June 19th, I'm partnering with another demonstrator, Sherry, who lives in Wisconsin. And we are going to be doing a retreat to go on Facebook. So it'll have its own Facebook group. We'll have videos throughout the day, prizes, games. So that'll be lots of fun. And we do have this Inspired Thoughts stamp set as an add-on for that class, because we will be using this in the class. So I will have a link for that. I will have a link for my current hostess code. Again, if your order is $40 or more, you'll get my monthly card class for free in the mail. So let's pick 2 winners. So the first one I'll do is this one. So I'm just going to scroll through the comments and pick a random comment. And hopefully they're still here. The winner is, hold on, Diana. Congratulations, Diana. This card is for you. I have your address, so I will get it in the mail for you. And the next one is going to go to Ember. So Ember, this one is yours, and I have your address as well, so I will get that in the mail. Thank you all for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate if you shared it. And join me again next week, same place, same time. Until then, have a great week. Bye, guys.